This evening I want to talk about explaining how the first, second, and third resurrection works. God has a purpose for mankind. We're here for a purpose. When God and the angels, we talking about all the angels, including Satan when he was Lucifer. God created the angels, and he created them to be meant to live forever. You can't kill spirits. So, after Lucifer at the time rebelled against God, God had to get rid of him from the kingdom at the time, from heaven at the time. So basically, Lucifer at the time and the angels, before being kicked out of heaven, they went to war. And in the process of going to war, they helped destroy the planets, Jupiter and Mars and all that. Those are decayed planets inhabited for life. You know what I'm saying? Well, inhabited for life, I mean. You can't live on those planets. They're decayed. There was Star Wars going on up there. So anyway, they were kicked out of heaven. Lucifer, who's now Satan, and the angels who are now demons. 1/3 of the angels who are now demons were disqualified. Now, with that saying, God had a plan B for mankind. That's why he created us. He created us to take the place of Satan and the angels. Yeshua has taken the throne from Satan. Yes, he has. But we are going to be, along with Christ, helping restore the universe that Satan and the demons had destroyed. The purpose of us is to become godly beings and to become part spiritually, not flesh and blood, but spiritually become part of God's new kingdom to come. Now, he said, why God kicked Satan to the earth, to the earth? Because Satan was going to be the administrator. He was going to be the administrator of the earth. He was going to be the prince of the earth anyway. He was going to help keep the earth nice and clean, and he was going to help rule light. You know what I'm saying? He was coming to earth anyway. That's the reason why God made it beautiful. You know, he didn't do all the others because of the war. But Satan, who then was Lucifer, that was going to be his place anyway on earth. See, I don't want to lose people. But anyway, so with all that being, he still brought him down to earth. That's why he says, shaking my head, woe to the earth. You know, because God already knew that it was going to be destroyed. But he had a plan B with human beings. So, moving forward, just to explain that a little bit. That was like a footnote message on why was it thought of at the beginning for us to help rule the universe and become part of the kingdom. Okay, check it out though. You have here in Satan's world, you have the presidents, you have ambassadors, worldly ambassadors, the queen who just died or whatever. You know, you got all these people, the princes and the dictators, the prime ministers and mayors, city councilmen, which are also called as aldermen in certain states. You have all these levels of called people of the world, like, who have these positions, judges, the state representatives who help make the laws for the president and all this crap, and it's crap because they all are satanic. These are not true rulers who God is choosing to help us become godly beings. So as the way this world is going to be like a slight opposite of what's going to happen in the kingdom. Firms like the positions of mankind, that the way the positions are, top to bottom, everybody stepping on each other's toes to make it to the top, because that's what all matters. And the new kingdom is going to be top down. Right here in Satan's world is bottom to the top. And the kingdom is going to be top to the bottom. Everybody at the bottom is going to be serving one God. So the first resurrection people are going to be the first fruits of God. It's called the ones. Those were martyred, and people back in the antediluvian days who was chosen, Isaac, Abraham, and Lot, and we can go on. Those who were called, a lot of people that was called too. Let's not get that. We may not know all their names, but their name is written in the book of life too. But I just want to explain something to you all on how this is going and how it's going to go. Whether people want to accept it or not, whether you understand it or not, this is how it's going down. The first resurrection are going to be people who would then turn into godly beings, which are spirits. They're going to be resurrected and turned into spirits and born into the kingdom. Those who are still alive when Christ come back are going to be in a snap, in a twinkle of an eye, going to be turned into a spirit and going to be born into the kingdom. These godly beings are going to be placed. They're going to have reserved positions labeled already for them. They're going to receive their crowns, and they're going to be labeled as lords, kings, preachers, teachers, administrators, mayors, judges. They're going to be placed along with Jesus, who's going to be the right-hand man of God, who is going to be sovereign ruler for all eternity over everybody. Everybody's going to worship it. But the first resurrection are going to be kings and lords and people that's going to help rule the kingdom along with Christ. The second resurrection. Now, the first resurrection, y'all, are the few who are chosen now. And we including Abraham, but it's only a few that's chosen that's going to be part of the first resurrection. I had to throw that in there. Now, the second resurrection are going to be those who did not receive salvation during this time. Those who did not receive salvation are those who were not called at the time. So the second resurrection are going to be the vast majority of the world today. They're going to be the vast majority who's going to have a second chance at life to receive salvation. The Holy Spirit is going to be freely given to the vast majority who were not called right now. You're going to get 100 years added onto your life. You're going to come back flesh and blood and live for 100 more years. And those that's calling the first fruits that's already in their positions in the kingdom are going to be teaching the second resurrection. scriptures on how to develop a godly life on earth. Going to be teaching so they can have an opportunity to receive salvation. Moving on. The vast majority are going to receive salvation during the second resurrection. The vast majority are going to receive salvation. When Yeshua come at their time, the judgment, the white great judgment, right? When Yeshua judged the second resurrection, and those whose name who's been found in the book of life, when they get judged according to the scriptures, living according to the scriptures, they're going to be judged, and their name is found in the book of life, they're going to be, turned into spirits. And they're going to be born into the kingdom. The vast majority that has been born into the kingdom are going to be citizens of the kingdom, of the new kingdom. Look how we going now. The vast majority are going to be citizens of the new kingdom in Jerusalem, the new kingdom. Those who did not receive salvation during the second resurrection, those who did not receive salvation, those who may not wanted it, those who lost their salvation during the first time of living on this earth before Christ came and to grab the first fruits, the elect that lost it, and those who just didn't want it. You got those who reject Christ after receiving the first part of the salvation, and then you got those who just didn't want it, who just deliberately didn't want it, who refused it, who rejected, they never wanted it because they didn't want to believe. Those are the few that's left from the vast majority. It's going to be a few of those that's going to get into the lake of fire. No more death, crime, sorrow, pain, Hades, hell, mankind grave, all that's going to be out of there for all eternity, thrown to the lake of fire. Now, look at how this is going. You have the few right now that are called, that's going to be part of the first resurrection as rulers, judges, as administrators, mayors. We're going to be top leaders like today in this world of Satan. You got your judges, you got your leaders, ambassadors, presidents and stuff like that. Yeah, people like them, the politicians. You got them in this world and they're all wicked, right? So we talking about the goodness of happy life at peace serving God. We're going to have something like that, but it's going to be of great happiness, righteousness, and peace, and not demonic and selfishness and greed. No more police brutality, favoritism, racism. That's out of there in this new kingdom. The few right now are chosen. They're going to be placed with crowns, help ruling the second resurrection, which is the vast majority who are going to be part of the kingdom as citizens of the kingdom to come. The few that didn't make it along with the second resurrection are going to be into the lake of fire. You see how this is going? Huh? You have to understand, you're not making it into the kingdom flesh and blood. It decays. It sins. So what do that mean? It means that we have to get it together, accept what God got and want for us. If we want part of the kingdom, We need to get it all out of us, because can't none of the crap go there. Can't none of the crap be found. He not going through that again with like he did with Satan. And he go through all he did his plan, and we get up there and somebody is found with iniquity in them. And then he got to go through all that again. Not because we're going to be spirits. You can't kill spirits. So what God gonna do if somebody up in there and they found with iniquity in them, they still got a little lust in them and all that? What, you got to get rid of them. So what you gonna do? Open up the thing back with Satan and all the demons that's down? No, we're not going to do that. We're gonna get it together now, and we're gonna get it together during the second resurrection, so it can be all done and said, and we're gonna have nice time celebrating with Yahweh. We're gonna be celebrating along with Christ and them. We're gonna have some nice times. We're gonna have fun. So just know that, people, the fruit that's chosen are going to be top leaders, helping ruling the kingdom, and the vast majority right now who hasn't received salvation will have another chance to receive it at the second resurrection. The second resurrection are going to be those who are spiritually ignorant, meaning that they don't know the word. They just don't know. They never knew, and they thought they knew, or some people just never knew Christ. You know, like I said in my video, it's basically about the innocent, but ain't nobody innocent. It's just that you're innocent in God's eyes, firms like, you know, not knowing, because he purposely cuts your perception off. He purposely cuts it off so you can be part of the second resurrection as citizens. See, God know what he doing. We may not know what's going on, but he know, and he reveals it to his called ones so he can teach it to the unbelievers. So he can teach it to the people who think they wise. So he can teach it to people who want to know but just don't know how to believe it, not sure. He teaches this. He teaches it through us. But it's up to you to want to understand and believe it. So after the citizens, he got his citizens in the kingdom, and that's there. And the wicked is gone, which was the fruit who was left. The fruit now, the calling, and then and all that's going to be the fruit that's wicked, and they're going to be tossed away. So just know that, people. It's going to be the same thing, but it's going to be the opposite. See, Satan think he's slick. He trying to beat God ahead or whatever. No, it's everything that's going on is going to be the opposite. See, Satan know what's going on. That's why he doing it. And God allowed it for a reason. Stay up, man. Y'all got to get this wisdom. Peace.